need to heal insecurity, listen to this. Where is the root of insecurity, right? It has to be in some form of a desire, a chasing. But I'm not saying desire and chasing is bad, but I am looking at the energy, the scarce energy behind that. The question is sort of, now, how do I move through this game without chasing security while being real about the moments in which I'm not secure? So, it's not something that you can invent. We sort of have to feel, oh, okay. The fact is, in this moment, I'm insecure, right? And that's the trick, to actually be honest and feel the insecurity, right? Most of us, we are fearful of that moment in which we don't feel secure, and then that fear is something that we run from. And that turns into a vicious cycle of escapism. And then we become mechanical, routine, habitual in the way we live to escape, numb, suppress certain things. Once you start to see that, and I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not. 80-20, start there. But we truly have to simplify things in a way where, the insecurity is something which we're actually seeing as what it is. And the fact is that whether it be extraordinary pain, well, there's a certain level where extreme pain, right? If you get your arm cut off, it's something, right? I'm not saying that this is all applicable. But on minor levels of pain, suffering, psychological suffering, right? You thinking that someone judged you, and then what happens from there? You start to watch how you think, right? And you slow down your reactions to actually hear the wisdom, which is the noticing of what you are and how you think, right? And then when you simplify this, you're real, you're honest with yourself, you say, okay, maybe I am insecure, and maybe I am chasing desires and holding on to attachments or indulging in distraction, all for what, right? Why am I doing this? Why is this my life, right? And so many of us, we get into these dopamine addiction cycles without even questioning them, right? And then it's scroll right when you wake up, caffeine right when you wake up, and then we're abusing substances constantly to try and control ourselves. But, right, the wisdom is in just going for a walk, sober, maybe fasted, and creating the space for you to hear yourself. Because, right, if you're constantly around people consuming information, there's always noise, words everywhere, that sensitivity just doesn't have the space to be born. And you need the sensitivity to end the insecurity, to end the fear. Because if you're not sensitive, you won't notice. And if you don't notice the compass that is in you, then you won't learn. And then you are a secondhand human. A human who, sure, maybe you know carpentry. Maybe you know some skill sets. Maybe you make money. You might even be a millionaire. Good Lord. There are so many of us who are doing well in the outward world, but their internal world is still rough. And then there are many people who are doing well in the outer world who their internal is healing. So it's not always a never. It's not always a never. And the only real thing is the energy of the moment. And that's what I hit on with the being honest with ourselves and letting ourselves feel the energy of the moment. Because the deeper you feel the pain, the wiser you'll become. And then you'll end the pain because you're so sensitive to it. Right? That's natural. That's natural. If you enjoyed this, practically I have a 4,000 word publishment, totally free. It's 2 days. And it's really teaching you, sharing with you the facts around how to clean up the vessel. That's the structure. Lose body fat. Get some nice abs, big chest, ripped. Easy though. Easy, effortlessly, not with forceful discipline, but a natural discipline through seeing what has to be done clearly. Have a great day. Appreciate you.